Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is. Today we are going to continue our look at persuasive writing. So this should be lesson 2 in persuasive writing. Now, last week we began looking at the main components of persuasive writing, and we also looked at some of the techniques. So we spoke about things like using repetition, rhetorical questions, making sure that you have good examples and evidence to support your particular point, whatever your point of view is. Today we continue with that, but we're looking at a very specific topic, a real life topic that actually occurred here in Barbados. Let's think back to 2015. Some of you probably were little children in 2015. I probably have no idea what I'm going to speak about, but I will send you links to the actual news articles. I hope nobody from Harrison College will be offended when we talk about this topic. Now, in 2015, the natural hair movement was a big thing, not only in Barbados, but also on YouTube and across different places in the world. Girls and young ladies were really embracing their natural hair. And this was happening here at our schools too. But at Harrison College, and we love you, Harrisonians, we love y'all. But y'all were wrong, okay? But anyhow, so at Harrison College, the principal at that time, she stepped in and she said, nope. She said, do not come in here with your puffs. Do not come in here with your twist outs, your afros, the natural hair. You know how the natural hairstyles can get. And the principal said, no. The young ladies more so were quite unhappy about this because I guess they felt like they were embracing their identity, they were embracing their hair in its natural state, their natural beauty and those things. And this became a whole thing. It ended up in the newspapers because some students felt like, why is it that as a black student of the Harrison College School, I am not allowed to wear my hair in a puff or twist outs in its natural state, but children who are of different races, and we do not want to make this a racist issue at all, but children of different races, such as maybe Caucasian, Indian, who have that straighter textured hair, they were allowed to wear their hair in different styles, open and what's not. Even if they were boys, the boys were allowed to have the long hair as well. But the black girls with natural hair felt like the principal was picking on them or whatever it was. This became a whole issue, and they ended up on the CXC paper. That's how big this issue was. Today, you are going to share your views on that. I do not want you pressured into one particular side. If you feel like, yes, the principal can tell you how to wear your hair, the principal can tell you no twist outs around here, no puffs, please put your hair in 2 plaits and put ribbons on the end. If you feel like the principal is fully justified in that regard, that is fine. You can argue that. You can definitely argue that. Make sure you have 3 points to explain why you think the principal was correct in telling those girls you cannot wear your hair like this. However, you can also think of the other side. Do you think that these girls were being discriminated against? Do you think the principal was being old-fashioned? Were these girls not being allowed to show their identity within their school? So please think about your points. Make sure you have examples to support your points. You may use the internet if you need to find bits of evidence to support your writing. I also want you to put in a counter argument. Okay? What is a counter argument? A counter argument is when you think of what your opponent would say. Okay? So in this case, your opponent might say, stop wearing twist outs in my school. Twist outs are disrespectful and they're distracting, and the students behind you cannot see because your puff is too big. That may be the counter argument. So you point out what your opponent would say, but then you have to rebut it. You give the rebuttal. So you might say, It's impossible that students who are properly placed in a classroom could be blocked by another student's twist out. Just an example. It may not be the best example, but that's just one, okay? So let's get into this here talk. Please use your techniques. I have some tips on the page that you can use. And also, please pay close attention to the transition words that you use. I want to hear on the other hand, and I want to hear some forceful speech. I want to hear some forceful speech. All of you got here, right? All of you have experienced principles that you may not have agreed with. So I want to see that emotion coming out as you write. Okay? So anyhow, enough chat. Let's get to the page and let's start to write.